Welcome to another episode of Depreciation Nation, where we talk about terrible car buying decisions and failure to pull the trigger on a regular basis. Behind me, you're going to see a 1998 BMW M Coupe, which by far is one of my it cars, my dream cars, and again, one of the cars where I thought I was going to wait the market out a little bit longer. And so back around 2011, I had an opportunity to buy one of these for $11,000 that had very low miles on it. Was an S52 powered, certainly not an S54 powered car. But I waited, thinking that I was going to have another opportunity to snag a better price, and I was certainly wrong. The car that we have behind us today was supplied by Arjun with UUC Motorworks, and we are very happy and very proud to be just outside their shop in Cumming, Georgia. This particular car is powered by an S52, has a three-way adjustable suspension on it, and has a few other modifications that UUC built and placed on the car. These wheels on this car are a custom one-off wheel. You will not see these on any other M Coupe. The car wears 315 tires out back, and the suspension has been dialed in even with the antiquated E30 rear trailing arm suspension that has kind of been the Achilles heel of these cars. It doesn't snap oversteer anymore. It doesn't snap oversteer anymore at all. Splitter on the front is custom. The car actually spent wind tunnel time in another country. And certainly if we are going to show you possibly what may be the very nicest and most tastefully modified late model M Coupe, it would certainly be this car behind me. We're going to take it out, we're going to drive it, we're going to give you some driving impressions. I am so excited I can barely contain my excitement, but we're going to experience this car for everything that it's got. So come with me, come along for the ride, and we'll see you here in a minute. These cars will run 90 in third gear, and I am like a little kid in this car, because this was my dream car. And I first heard about these in 1996, before anybody had heard about these. And I knew that there was going to be an M version, and I knew that there was going to be a dealership, not a dealership, but I knew there was going to be an M Coupe, but they were not entirely forthcoming with how that was going to work. And so when this car came out, I was just blown away by it because it was so cool and so unique and so not anything that anybody was doing. And so this was one of my cars that I thought I could ride out the wave of depreciation on, and it just didn't happen. And now that I am finally driving one, this one is a 98, I am blown away because it is everything that I thought that it would be, and a little bit more. Now, because this car is one of UUC's cars, it wears a lot of its performance parts, and it's got its clutch and its flywheel. It's got a three-way adjustable suspension on it. It's got a splitter on the front of it that the car spent wind tunnel time in Denmark. It's got a set of one-off custom wheels on it. And it wears 315 width tires out back to stop that snap oversteer that these cars were renowned for. We are going to the left. We are going to accelerate pretty hard, but not until we are straight, because we are going to go down there. And it is just a beautiful sounding engine. It feels very similar to my E36 M3 that I had many years ago, but it feels better. in a lot of different ways because it's carrying a lot less weight. We are going to go down here and make a U-turn. The mirrors are not really where I would like them to be, but I am not going to mess with them since they have loaned us this car. And we are going to turn around right here, and then we should be able to go pretty hard on acceleration. And we are looping around now. We are not going to break any laws or speed limits in the process of doing this. But here we go. And that was pretty quick. This car is everything that I ever thought that it would be, and they say don't meet your heroes, and I have met some of my heroes, and so the very first E46 M3 that I drove, I had built up in my head for so many years that, to be quite honest, when I drove it, it was not what I anticipated that it would be. It was not anything less special than it is. I had just hyped it to be more than what it was. Same thing with the first Bentley Continental GT Speed that I drove. It was a 2015. I knew I was going to drive it for a few days, and so I had again built it into this idea in my head that it just wasn't. And it wasn't that it was not what it was supposed to be, and it wasn't that it was not fantastic, but I had built it up to be more than it was. This car, on the other hand, is everything that I thought it would be. It's a little bit more exciting than that.
Describe this car in 3 words. Like, just a brief description, what would you say?
It feels like a go-kart. The handling is a little trickier than a go-kart. I know this is more than 3 words. Let's just say beautiful. Let's say exciting. It's kind of lost in today's market. Because everything that this car was designed to do and everything that this car does is not what they build. They build cars that are heavier, they build cars that are more comfortable. The transmission is noisy in this, the engine is noisy in this, the rear diff is noisy in this. There's some clunks, there's some rattles. I love it. It is what it was intended to be, which is a parts bin special.
Would you say, like, you feel a lot of, like, I guess, road to driver connection and security?
Visceral. Analog. Everything has a purpose, and there is nothing in this car that does not have a purpose. Acceleration is robust, and it's not over the top. The car is quick. It's not what I would consider fast. The car handles very well when you know where its limits are. And so that is the BMW M Coupe. A car that I failed to pull the trigger on, a car that I continue to kick myself about failing to pull the trigger on, and certainly a modern classic. Certainly this one, tastefully appointed, properly modified, and just a beautiful car. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe. Remember to follow us on all of our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram. Depreciation Nation is our name, and thanks for watching.